In the year 2435, Terra, formerly known as Earth, had transformed into a beacon of hope and unity in the galaxy. After centuries of conflict and environmental decay, humanity had finally united under a single flag, dedicating their existence to peace, exploration, and the preservation of life in all its forms. The Terran Alliance, a coalition of nations and colonies throughout the solar system, stood as a testament to what could be achieved when humanity worked together. Their achievements in technology, diplomacy, and environmental restoration were renowned, making Terra a hub for interstellar commerce and diplomacy. It was during this era of unprecedented peace that the USS Horizon, a Terran exploration vessel, encountered an abandoned alien spacecraft adrift in the vastness of space near the Oort cloud. The crew, led by Captain Elena Vasquez, a seasoned explorer with a compassionate heart, decided to investigate the derelict ship. What they found on board would challenge their understanding of compassion and humanity. Hidden within the bowels of the ship, in a small, dimly lit chamber, the crew discovered a lone alien child. The child was of a species unknown to the Terran databases, with translucent azure skin that shimmered in the light, large expressive eyes that reflected a universe of sorrow, and delicate limbs that trembled with fear and cold. The ship's logs were fragmented, but what could be pieced together told a tale of tragedy, a pandemic that had ravaged the crew, leaving the child who seemed immune as the sole survivor. The decision to bring the alien child back to Terra was met with mixed reactions from the Terran Alliance. Many celebrated the discovery as a chance to extend the hand of friendship and protection to a new species. Yet there were those who feared the unknown, voicing concerns about the risks of introducing an alien being into their midst. But humanity's better nature prevailed, driven by a collective memory of their own planet's dark history of division and the promise they had made to be better stewards of the future. Captain Vasquez, with the backing of the Terran Alliance's High Council, took it upon herself to ensure the welfare of the alien child, whom they named Nova, for she was a new star among them. Nova was placed under the care of Dr. Li Huan and Dr. Maria Gonzalez, two of Terra's finest xenobiologists, who embarked on the daunting task of understanding her physiology and needs. Despite the initial challenges, they discovered that Nova was highly intelligent, adaptable, and eager to learn about her new home and its inhabitants. The people of Terra opened their hearts to Nova, seeing in her a reflection of their own vulnerabilities and strengths. Schools integrated lessons on xenology and the importance of interstellar empathy into their curricula. Public forums and virtual reality experiences allowed Terrans to learn about and interact with Nova in a controlled environment, fostering a sense of kinship and understanding. Nova, for her part, was a quick learner. She mastered the Terran languages with astonishing speed, her unique vocal cords capable of reproducing the complex sounds with a haunting beauty. She shared stories of her planet, Lyrian, a world of vast oceans and floating islands, of a civilization that lived in harmony with nature until a devastating illness took everything from her. As the first year of Nova's arrival came to a close, a profound change had occurred on Terra. What started as an act of compassion had grown into a movement. Humanity's collective mindset began to shift from a focus on what made them different from others in the galaxy to what made them similar. Nova had become not just a symbol of humanity's capacity for empathy, but also a bridge to understanding the myriad forms of life that shared the cosmos with them. Yet, as much as Terra had offered Nova a new beginning, she too had given humanity a gift, the realization that in the vast, often indifferent universe, compassion was the truest form of strength. This new dawn on Terra was marked not by the achievements of technology or power, but by the simple, profound act of extending a hand to one who was lost and alone. With Nova's integration into Terran society marking a new era of compassion and curiosity, humanity's gaze turned outward, fueled by a desire to learn more about the cosmos and the myriad civilizations that dwelled within it. The Terran Alliance, emboldened by the success of their first interspecies integration, initiated the Beacon Project, a bold endeavor to send messages of peace and friendship to distant stars, hoping to establish communication with other civilizations. Amidst this backdrop of renewed exploration and optimism, Captain Elena Vasquez and the crew of the USS Horizon embarked on a mission that would test the limits of their courage and compassion. Their destination was the remains of Lyrian, Nova's homeworld, in a quest to uncover the mysteries of the pandemic that had ravaged her planet, and to seek out any possible survivors. As they neared the system where Lyrian was located, the crew was met with a scene of haunting beauty. The planet, with its vast oceans and scattered archipelagos, shimmered in the light of its star, an untouched jewel floating in the void. But as they descended into the lower orbit, the scars of the past became evident. The once vibrant floating islands were now desolate, their colors muted, and the oceans below stirred with the echoes of a civilization lost. Nova, now an integral part of the crew, assisted in the mission, her knowledge of Lyrian providing invaluable insights. Yet, as they prepared to land, her excitement was tinged with sorrow. This was her home, a place of cherished memories now reduced to silence. The USS Horizon landed on one of the larger islands, the air heavy with the weight of unseen ghosts. The exploration team, donned in protective suits, ventured into the remnants of Lyrian cities. They walked through empty streets, past homes and public spaces that spoke of a culture that had cherished art, community, and harmony with their environment. The haunting beauty of Lyrian's architecture, with its organic shapes and integration of natural elements, left a profound impact on the team. Dr. Li Huan and Dr. Maria Gonzalez collected samples, hoping to gain insight into the pathogen that had caused such devastation. Meanwhile, Nova led Captain Vasquez to a place that had once been dear to her, a vast library that housed the collective knowledge of her people. Inside, they found a treasure trove of data crystals, each containing fragments of Lyrian's history, culture, and scientific knowledge. As they delved into the data, a picture began to emerge of a civilization that had valued knowledge and the pursuit of harmony above all else. They discovered that Lyrian had been a key member of a now-lost coalition of planets, dedicated to fostering peace and cooperation in their sector of the galaxy. The pandemic, it seemed, had been a natural disaster, a virulent pathogen that Lyrian scientists had been unable to contain. With each discovery, Nova's heritage became a beacon of hope, not just for her, but for all of humanity. The USS Horizon crew realized that they were not just explorers, but also guardians of a legacy that could enrich the galaxy. Back on Terra, the revelations from Lyrian sparked a revolution in thought. The tragedy of Nova's world served as a stark reminder of the fragility of civilizations and the importance of unity in the face of existential threats. The Terran Alliance expanded its mission, advocating for a galaxy-wide coalition to share knowledge and resources to prevent such tragedies from occurring again. The return of the USS Horizon to Terra, with the remnants of Lyrian's culture and knowledge, sparked a renaissance of sorts across the Terran Alliance. The stories, art, and science of a civilization that had lived in harmony with its surroundings resonated deeply with humanity's own aspirations for peace and sustainability. The tragedy of Lyrian's demise served as a poignant reminder of the impermanence of civilizations, galvanizing efforts to forge stronger bonds within the galaxy. With the data retrieved from Lyrian, Terra's scientists, led by Dr. Li Huan and Dr. Maria Gonzalez, made breakthroughs in environmental restoration technologies and sustainable energy sources. These advancements were shared freely with other worlds within the Alliance, strengthening diplomatic ties and fostering a spirit of mutual progress. The ethos of sharing knowledge, a principle that had been at the heart of Lyrian civilization, became a cornerstone of Terran diplomacy. Nova, who had become a symbol of hope and the embodiment of interspecies friendship, took on a new role as an ambassador for the Terran Alliance. Her unique perspective and experiences made her an invaluable asset in negotiations and diplomatic missions. Her presence alone was a testament to the potential for unity and understanding among disparate species. The Beacon Project, initially a series of messages sent into the void, evolved into a vast network of communication arrays designed to facilitate dialogue and exchange between civilizations across the galaxy. The first responses to the Beacon messages were tentative, but over time, a symphony of voices from distant worlds began to join the conversation. Each new species that responded brought with it its own culture, knowledge, and experiences, enriching the tapestry of galactic civilization. Among these new connections was the Athonians, a species of sentient crystalline beings whose society was built around the collective sharing of thoughts and emotions. The Athonians, fascinated by the concept of individuality and emotional depth, became staunch allies of the Terran Alliance. Their technology, which allowed for the amplification and sharing of emotional experiences, opened new avenues for interspecies communication and empathy. As Terra's influence grew, so too did the challenges it faced. Not all civilizations were open to the ideals of cooperation and peace. The Zifari Confederation, a powerful coalition of worlds, viewed the expanding influence of the Terran Alliance with suspicion. Accustomed to a doctrine of control and subjugation, the Zifari perceived the Alliance's efforts as a threat to their dominion. Tensions escalated when a Terran diplomatic convoy was intercepted by a Zifari fleet near the border of their territory. The incident threatened to plunge the galaxy into conflict, testing the resolve of the Alliance and its commitment to peace. In response, Nova volunteered to lead a diplomatic mission to the Zifari homeworld, a task fraught with danger but necessary to avert war. Accompanied by a delegation of Terran diplomats and Athonian emissaries, Nova embarked on the mission, carrying with her the hopes and fears of a galaxy teetering on the brink of chaos. The Zifari, intrigued by Nova's unique status and the unprecedented coalition she represented, agreed to a meeting. In the Grand Assembly of the Zifari High Council, Nova spoke not just with words, but with the emotions and memories shared by the Athonians, conveying the depth of Terran aspirations for peace and the richness of cultural exchange that awaited those who chose cooperation over conflict. The diplomatic mission to the Zifari homeworld, led by Nova and the Terran Alliance delegation, marked a turning point in galactic affairs. The Zifari High Council, a governing body known for its rigid adherence to tradition and power, found themselves at a crossroads. The emotional testimony shared by Nova, coupled with the Athonians' unique ability to convey the depth of shared experiences and aspirations, pierced through centuries of isolationism and suspicion. In the days that followed, the galaxy watched with bated breath as the Zifari deliberated. The decision, when it finally came, was historic. The Zifari Confederation agreed to a provisional peace treaty with the Terran Alliance, opening their borders for the first time in generations to diplomatic and cultural exchange. This agreement, while fragile, was a testament to the potential for understanding and reconciliation between vastly different beings. Back on Terra, news of the treaty was met with jubilation and relief. The Terran Alliance had averted a potential conflict that could have devastated countless worlds. Nova became a symbol of peace, her story a beacon of hope for a future where dialogue and empathy could bridge the divides between civilizations. However, the galaxy is vast and complex, with darkness lurking in its uncharted corners. As Terra and its allies work to strengthen their newfound peace, a distress signal from a remote sector of the galaxy reached the USS Horizon. A coalition of minor species, long oppressed by a shadowy cartel known as the Kulathi Syndicate, was pleading for assistance. The Syndicate, a network of pirates and slavers, had capitalized on the chaos of shifting alliances, preying on the weak and vulnerable. Captain Elena Vasquez, ever the explorer at heart, saw this as an opportunity not just for a rescue mission, but as a call to action to extend the principles of the alliance to those in the shadows. With a fleet composed of Terran, Athonian, and even a few Zifari ships, a symbol of the new alliance, they set course for the beleaguered sector. The journey was fraught with danger, as the Syndicate had laid traps and ambushes in the dark spaces between stars. Yet the combined fleet, leveraging the strategic prowess of the Terrans, the empathetic technology of the Athonians, and the formidable might of the Zifari, managed to navigate these challenges. Their arrival in the oppressed sector was a beacon of light piercing through the darkness of fear and despair that had gripped the inhabitants. The liberation of the sector from the Kulathi Syndicate was not just a military victory, but a moral one. The freed species, some of whom had never known a day without fear, were introduced to the principles of the Terran Alliance. Rehabilitation and aid flowed into the sector, with Nova at the forefront, her presence a reminder of the transformative power of hope and compassion. In the aftermath, the Terran Alliance, now seen as champions of the downtrodden and oppressed, found themselves in a position of unprecedented influence and responsibility. The galaxy was changing, with old power structures crumbling and new alliances forming in the light of cooperation and mutual respect. Yet with great power comes great responsibility. The Alliance found itself navigating the complex dynamics of interstellar politics, where every action could have far-reaching consequences. The shadow of the Kulati Syndicate still loomed large, with remnants of their network lurking in the dark, waiting for a chance to strike back. As the USS Horizon and its allied fleet continued their mission to safeguard the fragile peace of the galaxy and to support those oppressed by remnants of the Kulati Syndicate, a new chapter in the annals of the Terran Alliance began to unfold. The efforts to heal the wounds of the liberated sectors brought together species and cultures in a collaborative endeavor that had never been seen before in the galaxy. This period of reconstruction and unity fostered a deeper understanding and appreciation of the diverse tapestry of life that existed among the stars. Nova, whose journey from the last survivor of a lost world to a beacon of interstellar diplomacy had inspired countless across the galaxy, embarked on a personal mission. She sought to establish a cultural exchange program, the Nova Initiative, aimed at building bridges between young individuals from different worlds. The program, grounded in the sharing of knowledge, art, and traditions, became a cornerstone in the effort to build a lasting peace and mutual respect among the galaxy's myriad inhabitants. Meanwhile, the USS Horizon found itself on the trail of a mystery that harked back to the ancient galaxy's history. Anomalies in deep space suggested the existence of a precursor civilization, one that had spanned the galaxy eons before the rise of current interstellar societies. Driven by curiosity and the potential for uncovering lost knowledge, Captain Vasquez led her crew into the unknown, following the scattered breadcrumbs left behind by this ancient civilization. Their journey took them to forgotten corners of the galaxy, where they discovered artifacts and ruins that defied understanding. These relics pointed to a civilization that had mastered not just space travel, but the very fabric of reality itself. The implications of such discoveries were profound, offering insights into technologies and philosophies that could propel the current civilizations into a new era of existence. However, the path to such knowledge was fraught with peril. The Syndicate, though weakened, saw in these ancient technologies a means to reclaim their lost power. A shadowy race ensued between the USS Horizon and the Syndicate's remnants, each determined to unlock the secrets of the precursors for vastly different reasons. In this tense atmosphere, a revelation came to light that would change the course of Nova's mission and the future of the Terran Alliance. Within the depths of a precursor ruin, the crew uncovered a series of inscriptions that spoke of the weave of destiny, a conceptual framework that described the interconnectedness of all life and events in the universe. According to the inscriptions, the precursors had understood that the fabric of reality was woven from the threads of individual choices and collective destinies, a concept that mirrored the philosophies of many of the Alliance's member species. This discovery offered a new perspective on the galaxy's struggles and aspirations. It underscored the importance of each decision made by individuals and civilizations in shaping the future. For Nova, it was a profound affirmation of her belief in unity and cooperation as the foundation for a better galaxy. As the USS Horizon returned from its expedition, the Nova Initiative took on a new significance. It became a platform for sharing the concept of the weave of destiny, inspiring a generation of young beings from across the galaxy to view their actions and their potential for impact through a broader, more interconnected lens. With the revelations of the weave of destiny now influencing the ideological underpinnings of the Terran Alliance and its allies, the galaxy stood on the brink of a philosophical evolution. The concept, which emphasized the interconnectedness of all actions and events, began to reshape interstellar diplomacy, trade, and cultural exchanges. It inspired a movement towards a more holistic approach to solving the galaxy's most pressing issues, from conflicts to environmental degradation. Amidst this backdrop of awakening, the USS Horizon embarked on a mission that symbolized the newfound unity and purpose of the galactic community. The mission's objective was ambitious: to penetrate the Veil of Infinity, a nebula at the edge of the galaxy that had long been considered impassable. Ancient texts recovered alongside the precursor artifacts suggested that beyond the veil lay a region of space that had been the cradle of the precursor civilization, potentially holding the answers to questions humanity and its allies had not yet thought to ask. The journey to the Veil of Infinity was a collective endeavor, with ships from various member species of the Alliance joining the USS Horizon. Each vessel was equipped with the latest technology, much of it inspired by the precursor discoveries, designed to protect and sustain the fleet as they navigated the dense, turbulent gases of the nebula. As they approached the veil, the fleet encountered phenomena that defied current scientific understanding. Spatial distortions, temporal anomalies, and fields of energy that interacted unpredictably with their ship's systems tested the resolve and ingenuity of the crew. It was Nova, drawing upon the unified strength and diverse perspectives of the fleet, who proposed using the Athonians' empathic technology in conjunction with the Zephyri's energy manipulation capabilities to create a harmonic resonance field. This field allowed the fleet to not only survive the passage through the veil, but to understand and adapt to the nebula's fluctuating conditions in real time. Emerging from the veil, the fleet found themselves in a region of space where the stars seemed brighter, and the fabric of space itself felt imbued with a latent energy. It was here, amidst a constellation that no eyes from the Alliance had ever beheld, that they discovered the remnants of the precursor civilization. Structures that defied the natural laws as they understood them, technologies that bridged the gap between physical and quantum realities, and archives of knowledge encoded in crystalline structures awaited them. The significance of this discovery was monumental. It was not just the culmination of their journey or the potential for technological advancement that struck the fleet, but the realization of their place within a continuum of civilization that spanned eons. The precursors had faced their own challenges, their own moments of decision that had woven into the fabric of what the galaxy had become. Among the archives, they found references to the weave of destiny not as a mere philosophical concept, but as a practical guide for navigating the challenges of existence. The precursors had understood that the strength of a civilization lay not in its technological might, but in its ability to foster unity, to make choices that benefited the whole rather than the few. As the fleet prepared to return through the veil, carrying with them the knowledge and artifacts of a long-lost civilization, they did so with a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges facing the galaxy were many, from the lingering threat of the Syndicate to the environmental scars left by centuries of neglect. Yet the journey beyond the Veil of Infinity had provided something invaluable: a glimpse into the potential of what could be achieved when diverse species and cultures worked together towards a common goal. The return of the fleet from beyond the Veil of Infinity marked a pivotal moment in galactic history. The knowledge and technologies gleaned from the precursor artifacts heralded a new dawn for the Terran Alliance and its allies, sparking an era of unprecedented technological advancement and cultural renaissance. However, the greatest discovery brought back from the journey was not of material or technological nature, but a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all life and civilizations, a realization that would come to define the ethos of the galaxy. The artifacts and data crystals recovered provided insights into the precursors' understanding of the universe not just as a physical reality, but as a symphony of interconnected forces and entities. This holistic view, which the precursors had termed the harmonics of hope, proposed that the future of any civilization was not predetermined but could be shaped by its choices and actions, resonating through the cosmos and influencing the course of destiny itself. Inspired by these revelations, Nova spearheaded the establishment of the Galactic Harmony Initiative, a comprehensive program designed to address the galaxy's most pressing challenges through cooperation and shared knowledge. The initiative brought together the best minds from across the galaxy, from scientists and engineers to philosophers and artists, all working towards a common goal of sustainable peace and prosperity. Central to the initiative was the development of the Harmonic Network, a vast array of communication and sensor stations that spanned the galaxy, enabling instant communication and deep space monitoring. This network allowed for real-time sharing of information and resources, making it possible to respond to crises more efficiently and to foster a sense of unity and shared purpose among the galaxy's diverse inhabitants. The Terraformed Worlds Project, another cornerstone of the initiative, aimed to restore and rejuvenate planets that had been devastated by war, environmental collapse, or neglect. Using precursor-inspired technologies, barren worlds were transformed into thriving ecosystems, offering new homes to displaced species and demonstrating the possibilities of cooperation and technological harmony with nature. As these projects unfolded, the galaxy witnessed a shift in the dynamics of power and influence. The Terran Alliance, once a fledgling coalition of human colonies, emerged as a leader in the galactic community, championed not for its military might, but for its dedication to the principles of unity, empathy, and mutual progress. The Alliance's open and inclusive approach attracted new members, expanding its reach and diversity. However, the path to a harmonious galaxy was not without its challenges. The remnants of the Syndicate, though diminished, continued to lurk in the shadows, seeking opportunities to undermine the burgeoning unity. Moreover, the rapid introduction of advanced technologies and ideas stirred unease among some worlds, where the pace of change threatened to disrupt traditional ways of life. It was during this period of transformation that the USS Horizon was called upon once again, this time to mediate a growing conflict on the borderlands of the galaxy. A coalition of systems, wary of the Alliance's expanding influence and the sweeping changes it brought, had begun to militarize, fearing the loss of their sovereignty and cultural identity. Nova, accompanied by a delegation of diplomats and scholars from the Galactic Harmony Initiative, embarked on a mission of dialogue and reconciliation. Through a series of meetings and cultural exchanges, they worked tirelessly to bridge the divide, sharing the vision of a galaxy where diversity was not a source of division, but a foundation for strength and unity. In the wake of the USS Horizon's diplomatic missions and the unfolding Galactic Harmony Initiative, the galaxy found itself navigating a delicate balance between tradition and transformation. The Terran Alliance, under the banner of unity and progress, continued to champion the ideals of cooperation and mutual understanding, fostering a climate of peace that had seemed impossible mere decades before. Yet, as the galaxy ventured into this new era, it also became evident that the path to harmony would require more than shared technologies and open dialogues. It would necessitate a deep collective reckoning with the past. Amid this period of galactic introspection, an ancient artifact was discovered on a remote frontier world, unearthing clues to a forgotten chapter in the history of the precursors. This relic, a monolithic structure inscribed with holographic chronicles, offered not only insights into the rise and fall of countless civilizations across the eons, but also served as a mirror reflecting the current challenges faced by the galaxy. The chronicles depicted cycles of discovery, unity, discord, and renewal, highlighting the precursors' understanding that the fabric of society is perpetually woven from the threads of these repeating patterns. However, embedded within the narrative was a cautionary tale. The precursors, despite their vast knowledge and power, had ultimately faced their own downfall, not from external threats but from within, their society fractured by complacency and the loss of their guiding principles. This revelation resonated deeply with Nova and the leaders of the Terran Alliance, serving as a stark reminder that the quest for a harmonious galaxy was not merely about overcoming external adversaries or technological hurdles. It was about nurturing the values of empathy, respect, and unity within each individual in society, ensuring that the legacy of the stars, the collective wisdom of generations past, would inform and guide the future. Empowered by this understanding, the Alliance launched the Legacy of Stars Initiative, an ambitious project aimed at preserving the histories and cultures of all galactic civilizations. This initiative was not just about archiving the past, but about fostering a shared sense of identity and purpose among the galaxy's diverse inhabitants. Interactive museums, cultural exchange programs, and educational curriculums were developed, each designed to celebrate the unique contributions of every species while highlighting the universal themes that bound them together. As part of this initiative, the USS Horizon was repurposed as a mobile cultural ambassador, its crew tasked with collecting stories, traditions, and knowledge from the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Each mission brought new insights into the rich tapestry of galactic life, revealing how, despite the vast distances and differences, there existed common threads of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of understanding. Meanwhile, the threat posed by the remnants of the Syndicate and other forces resistant to change lingered, manifesting in isolated incidents of unrest and sabotage. However, these challenges were met with a renewed resolve by the Alliance and its allies, who now understood that the strength of their unity lay not in the suppression of dissent, but in the capacity to engage, listen, and evolve. As the USS Horizon continued its mission across the stars, embodying the principles of the Legacy of Stars initiative, the galaxy itself began to reflect the profound changes that had been set into motion. The efforts to preserve and celebrate the diverse cultures and histories of the galaxy's myriad inhabitants were bearing fruit, leading to a deeper, more profound understanding and appreciation of the value of diversity and the strength it brings. This newfound unity, however, would soon be tested by a discovery that challenged the very foundations of galactic society. Deep within the uncharted territories, beyond the reach of the established hyperspace lanes, a signal was detected. Faint yet unmistakable in its artificiality, the signal beckoned the USS Horizon and its crew to a distant and forgotten sector of space. What they discovered there was beyond anything they had encountered before, a network of ancient precursor installations, hidden away in the fabric of space-time, capable of manipulating the very structure of the universe. The installations were guardians of a profound secret, a technology that could create or destroy on an unimaginable scale, the ability to induce or prevent the birth of stars, to shape the evolution of galaxies, and to control the destiny of civilizations. The implications were staggering, raising ethical and moral questions about the right to wield such power. Nova, ever at the heart of the galaxy's journey toward a better future, recognized the danger and the opportunity the discovery represented. The technology had the potential to bring about a golden age of prosperity and growth, or to plunge the galaxy into an era of tyranny and destruction if it fell into the wrong hands. The revelation of the precursor installations did not remain a secret for long, drawing the attention of various factions across the galaxy. Some saw in it the means to undo past injustices or to secure their dominion over others, while others perceived it as a threat to the balance of power that had been so carefully nurtured. The Terran Alliance, understanding the gravity of the situation, called for a galactic council, a gathering of representatives from all civilized worlds, to debate the fate of the installations. The council was a testament to how far the galaxy had come, a forum where voices from across the cosmos could be heard, where disputes were settled through discourse rather than conflict. Nova, with her unique perspective as one who had known loss and found hope, played a crucial role in the proceedings, advocating for a path that honored the legacy of the precursors by using their technology not for dominion, but for the collective good of the galaxy. After intense deliberations, the Council reached a consensus. The precursor installations would be placed under the guardianship of a newly formed galactic trust, a body composed of members from across the galaxy, dedicated to the stewardship of the installations and the responsible use of their power. This decision marked a milestone in galactic unity, a commitment to shared principles and mutual respect. The USS Horizon, now more than a vessel of exploration, had become a beacon of unity and hope, its journeys reflective of the galaxy's collective aspirations. As the guardianship of the precursor installations was established, the galaxy found itself entering an era of unparalleled cooperation and peace. The Galactic Trust, with representatives from every corner of the cosmos, worked tirelessly to ensure that the power of the installations was used for the benefit of all, healing wounds that had festered for millennia and ushering in a period of prosperity and growth. Nova, whose story had woven through the fabric of this new galaxy, took her place among the members of the Galactic Trust, her voice one of wisdom and foresight, guiding the decisions that shaped the future. Under her influence and that of the many diverse members of the Trust, the installations were used to stabilize dying stars, to terraform uninhabitable worlds, and to bridge the vast distances between distant systems, bringing the galaxy closer together than ever before. The legacy of STAR's initiative flourished, its mission to preserve the history and culture of the galaxy's myriad peoples, now seen as a cornerstone of galactic identity. Museums and cultural centers, once isolated to individual worlds or systems, were interconnected through the harmonic network, offering everyone a window into the lives and histories of their galactic neighbors. This sharing of knowledge and experience fostered a deep mutual respect among the galaxy's inhabitants, breaking down the barriers of fear and prejudice that had once divided them. As the galaxy moved forward, the remnants of old conflicts and rivalries faded into the background, replaced by a collective commitment to the common good. The challenges of the past, from the threat of the Syndicate to the isolationism of the Zifiri, were remembered not as sources of bitterness, but as lessons that had paved the way to a better future. The Syndicate itself, its power broken, was reformed by those who sought redemption, its resources and knowledge now contributing to the galaxy's welfare under the oversight of the Galactic Trust. The USS Horizon's journey, however, was far from over. The galaxy was vast, and beyond the borders of the known lay mysteries still waiting to be discovered. But the crew of the Horizon, like the galaxy itself, faced the unknown with a new sense of purpose. They were explorers, diplomats, and guardians, embodying the ideals of the galaxy they called home. As the final chapter closes, the galaxy stands united, not under the banner of a single empire or through the domination of the strong over the weak, but in a true alliance of equals. The challenges ahead were many, and the journey was ongoing. But the foundation of trust, respect, and cooperation that had been built promised a future where the galaxy could face any adversity as one. The story of Nova, the USS Horizon, and the galaxy they had helped to unite would be remembered not just as a tale of adventure and discovery, but as a testament to the power of unity and the indomitable spirit of hope. It was a legacy that would echo through the ages, a beacon for future generations to follow as they navigated the stars. In the vast, star-filled canvas of the universe, the galaxy shone brightly, a symbol of what could be achieved when beings of all kinds came together for a common cause. It was a galaxy united, its future unwritten but full of promise, ready to embrace whatever came next with open arms and a united spirit. The story of this galaxy was just beginning, its next chapters waiting to be written by those who would follow in the footsteps of the pioneers who had dared to dream of a better tomorrow. And so, with the stars as their guide, the people of the galaxy moved forward, together, into the infinite possibilities of the future.